Hello. Alright, so I just came home from work, so I'm outside a bit tired, but here we are. You said that you want this game reviewed, right? The 1165 Jinx. I haven't watched the replay beforehand, but I'm just gonna go with the flow. See what I can notice, see what's happening. We're gonna spectate your whole early laning phase, and then I'll just jump to like kills and team fights and all that. So, I'm not gonna review the entire VOD, but we'll do the important part that you asked me to do.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Alright, so I'm just going kinda through the mindset that I would have in this game. Basically, just like this is something I do in Champion Select. I look through that team and my team and just kinda try to predict what lane's gonna win, what lane's gonna lose, and whatnot, right? So just assuming, I usually assume that all players are same skill level, which isn't true, right? But let's just assume that for now, alright? And if you go top lane, you can kinda see that, it's Camille versus Shen. Camille with Conqueror versus Shen with this thingy. I think Camille wins that. It's either a win for her or is it like a tie? There's no way she loses. I mean, if she loses to Shen, then God fucking help her. Lee Sin versus Kayn. Lee Sin is win early game, definitely, but he falls off later on. So Kayn is something that you'll have to be aware of, like for later on, yeah? That means that you should adjust your build towards some armor. Then mid lane, we kind of have a tight farm lane, but Malzahar wins late game for sure. I mean, not for sure, but I mean, he can carry harder. And Ari is another champion I'll have to be very careful of, because she can obviously one-shot you. And then bot lane, you guys definitely win early game and late game as well, so really you have the big win here, right? This is just something I think about basically before I jump into the game, right? Just yeah, I wanted to say that. So on bot lane, I'm not sure how you started really. Let me see. So you started with Doran Spray, that's fair enough. You could also start with Cole and go for that early lead. Like Cole still gives you the same AD, doesn't give you the health, but it gives you good farming passive. It's kind of a cheesy thing to do, but I kind of like doing it. Don't know if you ever experimented with it or whatnot, but yeah. Alright, let's actually jump in the game then. Alright, bot, no flash. That's another thing to keep in mind for the game. I mean for the laning phase. It fucking Nautilus kinda trolled that. There was no point in doing that, but whatever. He didn't waste anything, so that's good. I'm just gonna fast forward actually until we get to your laning phase. Alright. You're actually moving with Nautilus, that's good. You can probably proc a flash or something here. Okay, or just keep her away from towers. That's nice. You miss some farm there, but it's worth it. If you just play it right now, it's worth it. Otherwise, it's definitely not. Okay, he actually killed her. So what you should do now is push lane hard, and you're doing it, which is very good. Basically, your whole idea, what you want to do right now, is get this wave right and push it all the way under the tower. That way, when Kai'Sa comes back, she probably doesn't have all the farm. She can't pick any of it up, to be honest. And you should just keep shoving. Shove this lane as well. If you actually shove this wave with your rocket, you could deny her this entire wave here. But now you've already got 10 farm lead on her just purely because of that early game cheese, which is really good. Should be very easy for you to keep that. And now what you should look to do is not hit any of these minions, which you're kind of doing right now. Now why I'm saying not to hit any of those minions, I'm just gonna pause the game again. So, if you didn't hit these minions, right, if these minions were still full HP, the tower, this tower right here, right, is gonna kill your minion, and these minions are gonna remain full HP right here. Then obviously I have these minions move down and meet your minions right here in the middle of the lane down here, right? Right, and once they do that, you just look to last hit, that way you will freeze the lane. right? That way you'll freeze the lane, and basically with the advantage you have right now, and with being able to play aggressively due to Nautilus, you can punish her for not stepping up to minions. And if she does step up to minions, then you just, you know, get free poke on her, get free damage on her, or even kill her. So that's what you should be looking for right now, but you didn't quite do that. It's fair enough. Kinda left 2v1 on bot lane because Nautilus is up there for some reason. But yeah, he's coming now, you should be able to... Right, just go back to farm but freeze the lane here. You're not freezing again. That's the problem, I guess, with your early game, because you don't really abuse the lane as much as you could. You're not having a lane slow push, you're not having it do anything that will benefit you. And by doing that, you're letting Kai'Sa farm. Like, she's just getting free farm here. That's one thing as an early game AD carry you need to be very careful about, is minion control, really, like the lane management. There aren't any early lane kills, are there? No, not at all. I actually get killed here when they gank, right? See, right now, she's playing... Oh, hold on, let me just play this. He misses. But she's playing so far behind, right? And because she's up here, she's mostly playing around here, really, around the zone. And you, for some reason, you're playing like all the way back here and just hitting the minions. What you should do, really, I'll draw it with yellow. What you should do, you should be like up here somewhere. Basically, this should be your position, like in this zone, maybe, right? Maybe that's a bit extreme, but basically, when you attack her, I mean, your range is bigger than hers is, right? So whenever she goes for the minion, I'm just gonna delete this. Right, let's say she goes for this minion right here, right? So she wants to get this minion. Bam. You're standing right up here because you're zoning her. So whenever she attacks this minion, you get free attack on her. Because obviously she can't trade you when she's hitting the minion. And then basically you just, you know, retreat back to make sure you don't get damaged. And then you move back into the circle. She goes again for this minion, you hit her. So you're basically putting her in a position where she has to either decide to get a minion or, you know, get a minion and damage, or not get a minion and fall behind with gold even more. That's kind of how it goes, really. But again, I'm just gonna speed this up. You're just pushing here. I could make this point over and over again in this lane, really. Basically, I don't think anything else really happens here. I'm just gonna speed it up. If we come to anything interesting, I'll stop it then. Okay, that's going way too fast. Alright. But yeah, nice pushing now, I guess, because she wasn't in the lane. So what you should look for... What you should look for, really, is to keep the lane pushed when she's not in the lane, and keep the lane, you know, kinda in the middle, or even pushed under your tower when she's on the lane. That way she can't get any of the farm at all. But this is like specifically for this matchup. Obviously you need to know when you have the power and when you don't have the power to do anything like that. Right, if we look at the scoreboard right now, like my predictions from before is that Camille wins. She's kind of winning in CS right now, even though it's really tight. I said even win or tie, right? Early game jungle, it is how it is. I predicted that as well. Mid lane early, you had either tie or it's a farm lane. He got killed once, I think, by a gank. And bot lane, you're hard winning. So by knowing this, you can kind of predict even what runes to take a bit. If you're thinking about it in champion select, or if you think about it in loading screen, you can at least kind of adjust your item set for it. So that's, you know, that's pretty good to know. I think you put down this pink ward, right? I mean, this is a very minor thing, but if you put the pink ward like up here where Nautilus is standing right now, it would be better because it would reveal all this zone as well as like inside the Drake bit. I mean, as I say, it's nothing big. I think you guys pretty much die here now. Okay, they're actually trolling, but yeah. Right, for this fight, what I can say for you specifically, hold on. Right, so the moment you see him drop a ward down, hold on. Right now. Let's see right now, for example. Okay, well, in this time zone. Right, so you can see Nautilus casting his Q to hit Bard right here, and you know it's 100% gonna hit because it's a point blank. So what you should do by now is switch to your, what's it called, the machine gun if you haven't got it yet. I think you got it actually. And just start attacking Bard, right? You want to attack him, so you get him low as soon as possible. That should be a first thing. And while attacking him, you should kite up here. So you kite towards him basically. But if Kai'Sa decides to go up and help him, then obviously you change your kiting a bit. Instead of going down here, you kind of kite up here, like in this spot. So you stay away from her damage while being able to hit him, right? That's basically what he's trying to do. Right, let's play it out, see what happens. So he hits him. You have a bit of slow reaction to it. Like, as I said, I mean, slow reaction, not really like really slow reaction, but it's like 1 or 2 basic attack wars, you know what I mean? Then again, you can see the TP going on. That's why I noticed actually. That's why I really wanted to get back to display. Right, so you see the TP going on, you clearly know it's gonna be Shen, right? And the problem with Shen is he can taunt you and you're fucking dead, right? And the moment you see this teleport, what you should prioritize instead of shooting dragon that you do, right? That's kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't do it if I was you. I just try to kill Bard as soon as possible to proc your passive. Because once you get your passive, you can then either run away, or if people fight, you can kite around, kite around Shen and try to kill her as well. And yeah, that's basically it, right? Here it was kind of a fight or flight, but you should have really just fought this. It's right here, you kind of switch your focus to dragon, and you're kind of just, you get taunted by Shen, like you get full combo. Then mid laners join the fight as well, and then, Bard just fucks you up from this side. Now, for the positioning in this thing, in this team fight, I mean, that was good. If you focused on Bard, maybe you could have taken him down with, what's it called? With your rocket. But what you could have done here as well, you could be extremely cheeky and just follow his portal. But obviously, you cut it back, that's alright. You could have tried to dodge that, you can actually sidestep this pretty easily. Okay, whatever, you don't manage to, I think you flash and heal here. The flash was a bit weird because you flashed then you turned back. Like, make sure when you flash you just, you're still actively moving somewhere because otherwise you're gonna target a champion. Right? Now, the thing is, in this, like, if I just focus on you real quick, right? Come on. Okay, let's say I'm focused on you. The thing here is, great, you're in a good position when it comes to staying away from Ahri, staying away from Kai'Sa, and staying away from Shen so far. The thing is, you've got 2 stacks of Kai'Sa on you, so she can teleport on you instantly, right? So, you're kinda isolated. If she teleports here, you're dead. Then, another thing is, you know that Bud did go down there somewhere. Like, I'm just gonna draw like a bunch of these things. So, Bud is definitely down there somewhere. Because he used his E to go through the wall, and obviously he's gonna want to join the fight. So that's another thing. Just ignore my Steam, yeah? That's another thing, right? So this position, it's good enough for this extreme example by not taking in account that she can literally just fucking fly here, and that there's Bard down here. What you should have done here instead is simply be like up here somewhere. Because then if she flies up towards you, there's an Nautilus right here, there's Malzahar right here to just ult her, you know what I mean? But there is another problem here. I mean, Bard from down here won't be able to affect you anymore, but this Ahri could, right? She could just ult, and you're pretty much dead, right? But then again, you've got Malzahar with ult, you've got Nautilus up. So, this fight was kind of a loss-loss situation since you let them join in before you killed anyone. But still, positioning up here would be way better. I'm not saying, as I say again, I'm not saying that you would definitely win a fight up there. I'm saying it would be way better. I mean, you definitely wouldn't win a fight because Kane was there as well, but yeah. Not every fight is winnable, so. But every fight can be positioned good. Alright, so you kinda just die here, whatever. I'm just gonna skip forward a bit again. But I think the laning phase is pretty much over here. Like, I mean, that fight definitely got them so ahead that, it's kinda hard. Alright, so I'm just gonna go forward a bit. You're just farming and pushing. We cover this. So I just wanna focus on the fights now. Alright, so you just kinda dive, kinda saucy thing. Wait, is Shan TP? Hold on, sorry. Let me just watch this entire thing. You get your ass done, but whatever. Alright. Okay, cool. So here, you need to play a bit more aggressive in general, I think, because you missed another good chance to get 2 kills there, I think. Right, so right here, when he ults himself, right? I'm just gonna draw again, because I kind of find it easier to explain that way. Right, so when he ults himself, he actually gives you time, like, the tower's targeting Lee Sin, right? So this thing gives you enough time to actually move up here. You know, just move up here in like this kind of zone here. You've got Malzahar coming into burst, so you'll be safe there. You've got Nautilus that can tank the entire tower, and you've got Lee Sin who's obviously gonna run up here as well. So there's gonna be 3 of you up here, and Nautilus just ready to CC him, right? Now Kai'Sa is, you know, she's up here, but as a thing, you're gonna be 3 versus 1 on her, right? So that's an, like, she won't even dare to step closer, that, you know, you'll actually secure the skill on Bard here. So yeah, that would be very beautiful if you stepped up there. But what you do instead, you go back down towards tower, which leaves these guys basically 2 up here, with 1 being very low. And then Nautilus, I think he kinda tries to step up here, but then Kai'Sa comes in. And yeah, and he's kinda forced to retreat as well. Alright, let's keep watching. I wanna see how Shan comes in. I think he ulted Kai'Sa. Yeah. Right, Shan ulted Kai'Sa and she gets away basically, purely because you were focusing tower instead of moving up there and killing them. Then when Shan ults as well, you know, they have no damage to actually kill her in time or kill Bard in time, like Nautilus actually dies because he had no damage to follow him up. And then you just get collapsed on as expected. Alright, let's go to the next fight. I just want to see a farm real quick actually. 95 and we are 10 minutes in. I mean 11 minutes in. It's not bad, like your farm is actually pretty decent in this game. You just get choked around the tower. It's fair enough. Again, down at the tower, just devote all damage on 1 person basically. You know, try to dodge Bard's Q and just go for him. Maybe you could get something out of it. I'm not saying you could, but it's, you know, you could do. You had way higher chances of getting something out of it if you focus 1 person down. Now hopefully you push the lane here. Okay, that's going somewhere. Right, you should be really pushing the lane here. You are actually, that's very good. You might get 1 plate before she comes. She'll just fuck you up. And she'll kill him as well. Okay, yikes, yeah, that was bad. Right, so first of all, I mean, in this fight, like, if you look at damage advantage, she's obviously got more gold, she's got more kills, she's got more items. And she's better early game AD carry than you are, so obviously she's gonna fuck you up like that. I don't know, that's just kind of bad positioning there, like you shouldn't have been there by yourself at all. Let's go forward. I'm actually surprised you guys managed to win this at the end of the game. Alright, I'm just gonna jump back like 15 seconds. There seems to be a nice fight going on here. Yeah, nice bow. Could have focused on Bard here because he's closer. He actually did, that's pretty nice. Too bad Nautilus doesn't. But he's a free kill right now, like there's no way he gets away. Okay, there is a way, holy fuck. Okay, that's kinda sad. Again, I think it was those few initial hits that you did on Kai'Sa instead of Bard that were kinda nice. Okay, that was actually pretty snazzy. See, but that was like 1 aggressive play out of many that you could have and should have done before. No, too bad he gets executed. If he actually didn't get executed and you picked up the kill, it'd kill him as well, because you'd get excited passive. That was a bit unlucky. But generally speaking, I think you should be a bit more aggressive whenever you play Jinx like that. I think you just struggle to actually see how much damage you can do. He'll just fall as well. Right, I mean, laning phase is basically over here. I don't see you guys being on lane anymore. Or are you? Jesus, you still are? Okay. I'm just still gonna follow you then. Just gonna speed it up. Right, it's mostly just you farming. I'm gonna try not to just say the same thing over and over again. That was nice rocket there. You should have gone mid maybe here. But then again, as long as you actually attack the tower, it's still good. Yeah, it's all Gucci. At least straight tower. They won't even get the mid lane tower, so that's good. Okay, they just sound weird. I'll take that back. Then I should rotate straight to mid. You should just run mid from here. Because they obviously need help to defend the tower. They're probably just gonna recall down. Okay. Actually, don't lose the second tower. Right, from here you shouldn't have gone bot at all anymore. Like, there's no point in you being bot lane. You can't really farm safely up here. Like, yeah, that's exactly why. I'm not even gonna bother reviewing that, because I mean, from what the stuff from the slideshow, you were just trying your best to kite, but you know, the mistake was there from the start. You're just pushing that by yourself. You should have just gone mid here. There's no point of you being bot lane anymore. Like, bot lane is basically done with. It's literally no point. You're just gonna get collapsed on more. So you should be like mid lane right now in this fight. You could have picked up easy assists, even kills. You could definitely change the fight. Actually coming in here. You're a bit late, but okay, he tanks the charm for you. And again, you should go completely aggressive here. But what you do wrong here, as much as you did go aggressive, let me just see your summons. Okay, no, I can't. Right here. Okay, I'm just gonna draw a bit again. You could have easily killed Ari here, by the way. You see her throwing charm down here? Like, it's kinda obvious from, you know, the way her model's facing. So you could have easily just spotted towards her, changed to minigun, and just like attack a few times. She would either ult away or she'd get killed here. And that's the first thing that you could have done different. Right, I've got Lee Sin tank that for you. Right, and now here. Actually not here. Bam! Okay, yeah, it was here. See how close you are to him, right? Oh, hold on. You were like down here somewhere basically when you hit the W, but then you just ran all the way up to him for some reason. And for a fact if he's gonna land his W that he threw at you, that he's gonna queue forward as well. And you kinda just ran into that range basically. He has 3 hits on you, he's gonna ult you and you'll probably just die to that. Now let's watch. So he gets the Qs on you, he ults you. You actually survived that. Decent flash. Okay, he actually does. Okay, well, I was wrong, I guess. But I think I was purely wrong because how behind here. Not because of his items, yeah. And nobody really followed him. But I mean, if people followed him, you know for a fact he'd be fucked. Unless you tried to bait him with a flash and you did it on purpose. If you actually done that on purpose, then, you know, good job. But if you haven't, then obviously I pointed out what you could have done better. Alright, I'm just gonna skip to fights now because I don't, it's just farming. It's kind of late game now. I mean, mid game, we're 20 minutes in. So it's basically the team fights that are important now. Actually, there's so much damage right now. That's a fight that's just about to break out here. They're actually fighting already. You actually have such a good position here. None of them can see you. There's no wards in here, right? None of them can see you. Now, just do what I would do and then we'll watch what you did. Okay, I'm gonna draw with black, I guess. So, you can see all of them here. You can see, I think that's Ari. Yeah, you can see Ari up here. She's gonna be completely CC'd. You know, you can kind of half health her with one of your attacks. So, kill her first. That's what I would do. Kill her first. That way you get your passive. I mean, she would drop on the spot right here if you shot her 2 times. Right? Then you get your passive. Then you turn focus on these dudes. Probably Kane. Like, Kane should be second. Stay away from him as much as you can. You know Kai'Sa's up here, she's gonna ult in. You know that for a fact. Lee Sin's gonna die to her. So, that's 1 and 2 kills. There's a third kill if he steps forward, that's a third kill right here. Right, and with your passive blazing, it should be very, very easy to carry this fight. Now let's see what happens. Alright, just right off the bat, you don't attack her at all. Now you're just kind of waiting around. Okay, so instead of waiting around like that for the passive to go away, I mean, you still get the kill, you can still carry this, even if you get the damage to it. No. So, instead of waiting like that, you could have gone around and killed Kai'Sa first then, because she was all alone. Shen ulted Ari, so yeah. Alright, next team fight. Let's go down here to this one. I mean, you said you wanted more of a early game anyway, so I'm just jumping through stuff now, really. So I guess you're gonna fight at Baron now. You get ulted, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, whenever you're hitting someone like that, switch to a minigun, because it's way faster, way more damage, really. You only use your long range, I mean your rockets, when you obviously can't reach them or in team fights, like when they're all grouped together. Otherwise, if they're not grouped together, you definitely want to use minigun. There's literally not a single point you should have used rocket launcher at. Okay, I'm just gonna skip forward to the next fight. Come on. Alright. But that positioning wasn't too bad, really. Like, it was kinda hard to position back there, they were all kinda separated anyway. Okay, you kind of melee formed her again, that wasn't good. You actually switched to minigun here, which is very nice. It's like you're listening to me real time. Nice kiting. That's pretty nice. But yeah, on Ari kill you went way too close to her, like if you have, I mean I think you probably saw and don't need to replay this. Right, so then you just get Baron, and then I guess you just outpower them because you're better late game. As I said, you guys are better late game, Game also has better late game. Lee Sin falls off, which I guess I can kinda see from his score. And then top lane is, yeah, like she's out farming him for like half. So prediction from the loading screen still stands, which is pretty nice, you know. Kind of melee form flashed into him. I mean, if you can 1v1 him, doesn't matter too much. I mean, it does matter because it's fucking risky as fuck to do that. And in higher elo or with the, you know, their team playing better, you would definitely not get away with it, but it works here. But if you're wondering, in that team fight you should have been like up here somewhere, because there was another fight going up there, but you were just kind of stuck here, and then you kited all the way down here. But I mean, it worked out, it's not too bad. There's certainly something you could have done better. But that's basically the end of the game. Alright, so just to summarize, I think you didn't do too bad at all. Like, early game, yeah, lane control is definitely, should improve a lot, but like lane management and all that. And then, you know, just try to play a bit more aggressive in those 2v1s and ganks and all that, because I think you can get way more kills out of it. If you just, you know, just play more aggressive, just go YOLO a bit. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you have any more questions, just, you know, just ask me.